Hello students, I hope all of you are doing very well. So welcome to my YouTube channel Pratik Singh Classes. In this particular video, we are going to study about Standard 12 Physics Volume 1 Unit 2 Section 212, that is about drift velocity, and this is related to the flow of charges inside a conductor. How does the charges flow inside a conductor? What is the role of battery? Okay, we will see here and we will try to learn something new here. It is going to be very interesting. If you are new to my channel, please subscribe my channel now. Please like and share my channel to your friends so that everybody should get benefits from my knowledge. Do hit the bell icon so that whenever I will upload a new video, you will get its notification. And in your Chrome browser or Google browser or whatever browser you use like Safari or anything else, please type youtube.com/c/Pratik Singh Classes and it will take you to all the previous videos which I have made for you. Fine. I request all of you to please give your feedback about this video as well as in about previous video also, so that I should bring about the changes for your benefits. Fine. So let us start our today's video, that is section 212, drift velocity. Alright, so let us start our today's class. The topic is drift velocity, section 2.1.1. In our previous two videos, first we have seen about the learning objectives and introduction of this lesson. Then in second video we have seen about the direction of flow of charges and the direction of flow of current. Okay, and both those two topics are too much relevant for your competitive like NEET or JEE exams. Fine. Today we will study in this particular video about drift velocity. Fine. Well, about velocity you have studied a lot in class 11th, that v is equal to something called as dx by dt. Okay, that is rate of change of displacement with respect to time. We have studied, and then velocity is a vector quantity. Then how to add velocities of two different amount. Okay, when we have to follow the parallelogram law of vector addition or triangular law of vector addition. Okay, that is vector r is equal to square root of a square plus b square plus 2ab cos theta. A lot of terms we have seen. Okay, but in case of current, when charges move that in a particular direction, okay, to move the charges in a particular direction, a force is needed. Okay, means a push is needed to make the charges to move in a particular direction, and that is called here as drift velocity. Let us try to understand this in brief. In a conductor, the charge carriers are free electrons. Okay, means free electrons are available in the charges. Free electrons are available in the conductor in very huge amount. Okay, because the outermost orbital electrons are loosely attached to the nucleus. We have seen in the first video of second unit. These electrons move freely from the conductor and collide repeatedly with the positive ions. So what really happens here is there are a lot of free charges. Okay, they will move from one place to other place in such a way that they will collide with each other as well as they will collide with positive ions also. And because of that collision, at every instant of their movement, their direction will be in constant changing. Okay, so if there is no electric field, the electrons move in random directions, so the direction of their velocities are also completely random direction. Okay, means if suppose the charges are moving, okay, and no external electric field is applied, okay, then they will move in the random direction. Okay, in such a way that net movement of charge in any particular direction is equal to 0, and so net electric current is equal to 0. On an average, the number of electrons traveling in any direction will be equal to the number of electrons traveling in the opposite direction also, and that is why it neutralizes the net movement, or net velocity in this situation is equal to 0. Fine. So as a result, there is no net flow of electrons in any direction, and hence there will not be any kind of current in the conducting material, whether the material is in solid state or liquid state or in gaseous state. Okay, even in solid, when we see that it is not moving, okay, if we see that in microscopic level, okay, the atoms inside will be having a lot of electrons, and there will a lot of free electrons in the three-dimensional array of the material, and they are always in movement, or That is why every material has subatomic particles which are unstable, or unstable means they are always always moving in some random direction in absence of external electric field. Alright, suppose a potential difference is set across the conductor by connecting a battery. An electric field E is created in the conductor. This electric field exerts a force on the electrons, producing a current. Okay, so what really happens is, suppose this is a conducting material or conducting wire, simply a wire, and it is being connected to a battery. Okay, then 1 minute. Fine, this is the positive terminal and this is the negative terminal. Sorry for my bad handwriting. And this is the switch. This is not a capacitor, this is a switch. Okay, fine. So now it is switched on. What really happens here is, okay, when the conductor is connected to the battery, okay, in that situation an electric field is created in the conductor, and this electric field exerts a force on the electrons to produce a current. Okay, so here the electrons will come out of the negative terminal of the battery and it will be pushing the free electrons available in the conductor in forward direction. So here an anti-clockwise direction flow of charges happens, and that happens because of the electric field being exerting a force on the conductor, and that produces current in the conductor. Okay, now what happens is the electric field accelerates the electrons while ions scatter the electrons and change the direction of motion. Okay, that means then that when the conductor is connected to the battery gives potential difference, and because of that potential difference an electric field is generated, and because of that the electrons are being pushed in the conductor. Okay, and because of that push the electrons get accelerated. Okay, so when the electrons are being accelerated it will collide with the positive ions, and because of that its direction of motion will change in through the course. Thus we have a zigzag path of electrons. In addition to the zigzag motion due to the collisions, the electrons move slowly along the conductor in a direction opposite of that electric field, as shown in figure 2.4. Let us see that figure once again and try to understand the things. So here in figure 2.4 you can see the direction of flow of charges, negative charges, or particularly electrons. What really happens is, suppose this is a free electron, and because of the force produced by the electric field, okay, because of the battery, because of the high potential difference between the terminals of the battery, it is being pushed forward. Okay, so from here it has gone up to here, and here there was a positive ion, it has collided with that, and then its path has changed. Again it has came here. Okay, again here there was a positive ion and it collided with that, and again it has changed its course. Okay, and it happens at every instant of time. Okay, so this is the direction of drift velocity, but here you can see this is the direction in opposite direction. Okay, is of electric field, internal electric field. This is the direction of internal electric field, and this from left to right is the direction of drift velocity, and from right to left is the direction of internal electric field. Okay, this velocity is called as drift velocity. Okay, the velocity by which the electrons are being pushed in forward direction is called as drift velocity. Alright, so let us see what is the real definition of drift velocity. Fine, the drift velocity is the average velocity acquired by the electrons inside the conductor when it is subjected to an electric field. Okay, so here term has come average velocity. Why we have taken here average velocity? So what really happens here is, as we have seen in our previous photo, okay, that when the charges are moving in zigzag path, okay, at every instant from here to here it has moved, suppose x dash distance in t dash time. Again it has changed its direction, that means its velocity has changed. Again its velocity has changed, means its velocity is changing with respect to time. So the term average velocity was taken here. Okay, so this is all about the drift velocity. Moving further. The average time between successive collision is called the mean free time denoted by tau, okay, by this symbol, okay. That means if suppose the negative charge has gone through 10 successive collisions, okay. In first collision, it has taken time t1, in second collision, it has taken time t2, and likewise, so on. Fine. So find out what is the average of all the time taken, and that average is called as mean free time, and denoted by the symbol tau. Fine. Here, the acceleration A experienced by the electron in an electric field E is given by A is equal to minus E into capital E by M. Here, minus E is the magnitude of the charge, okay. Capital E is the electric field, okay, and M is meter, okay. Since we know very well that electric force is equal to minus E into E, okay, in that situation we will have drift velocity given by Vd is equal to A into tau, or vector Vd is equal to vector A into tau, okay. We know very well that from our 11th standard and 9th and 10th physics that acceleration is equal to velocity by time. So velocity is equal to acceleration into time, okay. So here velocity is the drift velocity like this, acceleration here is given here, okay, and this time t is the mean free time or tau as given here, okay. So drift velocity here can be written as, just at the place of all the terms substitute the value, okay, it is equal to minus E by M into tau into E, or Vd is equal to minus mu into E, okay. Here mu is equal to E tau by M is the mobility of the electron and is denoted by, defined as the magnitude of the drift velocity per unit electric field. Means what is the electric field, what is the velocity gained by the electrons in the particular electric field, okay. So that is here mu, all right, okay. So we can write that mobility mu is equal to mod Vd by mod E, okay. That means we are only taking here the magnitude, not the direction, okay, because this mobility is a scalar quantity, and so its SI unit is equal to meter square per volt second. Fine. While we study about drift velocity, we always have some misconception about batteries and how the charges are moving out of the battery in the conductor again back to the battery. Fine. So we will study here one by one. There is a common misconception that the battery is the source of electrons. Okay, means we simply imagine that whenever there is a battery and charged, it has huge amount of electrons. Okay, but that is not the truth. When a battery is connected across a given wire, the electrons in the closed circuit resulting the current, okay, means whenever the circuit is closed, okay, and the battery is being connected to the wire, okay, there happens the successive movement of electrons from the battery to the conductor and again back to the battery. Battery sets the potential difference or electrical energy due to which these electrons in the conducting wire flow in a particular direction. Okay, that means that only the battery creates only the potential difference between two positions, and because of that potential difference, the charges move from one place to the other place in a particular direction. Okay, and this potential difference make the electric current. The resulting electrical energy is used by electric bulb, electric fan, etc. Okay. Similarly, the electricity board is supplying the electrical energy in our home. Okay. So that means when we have no current, our household things are at zero potential. Okay. And the place where the electricity is being generated, there the potential is very high, because when these two places are connected by a connecting wire, okay, making the circuit closed, okay, then the current will flow from high potential to low potential, making it balanced. Okay, now you can also ask that, sir, when there is no wire which runs back from our home to the powerhouse, then how we can say that the circuit is connected? Now you have to imagine also about the grounding. Okay, the grounding makes the circuit a closed loop. Fine. Coming to the second position, second point. Fine. We often say that we use the phrase like charging the battery in my mobile and my mobile phone battery has no charge. Okay. Is this sentence correct? Okay. When we say that I am charging my mobile phone, okay, or when we say that my mobile phone is switched off because of no charge, whether I am saying it correctly, let us see what is the misconception here. Alright, when we say battery has no charge, it means that the battery has lost ability to provide energy or provide potential difference in the electrons in the circuit. That means when we say that my mobile phone is switched off because it is not charged, it means that the potential between the two positions of the battery, okay, inside the mobile phone becomes equal, or the potential difference becomes zero. That is why, because the potential difference is zero, the charges are unable to move, and because of that the mobile phone will not function. Okay, so when we say mobile is charging, it implies that the battery is receiving energy from AC power supply and not the electrons. Here, when we connect the charger from mobile phone to the power supply, power socket, okay, what really happens there is the charging of battery means we are just providing alternating power supply to the battery, not the extra electrons to the battery. Okay, so whenever you see that the power adapter is connected to the battery and it is switched on, okay, the charges from outside, from the power socket, it moves inside the battery, again comes back or goes back to the power socket. Okay, but in actually the battery receives AC power supply, and that power makes the battery terminals at potential differences, and because of that potential difference, again we get the energy and makes the electrons inside the circuit to move, and the mobile phone starts working. Okay, so always remember in this scenario that what is the meaning of charging and discharging of a battery. Fine. The same thing you will also study in chemistry. Okay, so this is all about this today's video. In our next video we will study about section 213, that is microscopic model of current. Okay, means when current moves or passes inside the conductor, what really happens there. Okay, we have studied here about drift velocity. Okay, that is the macroscopic model. Okay, in microscopic model we will learn something more, okay, which is correlated with the drift velocity. Fine, till that video, section 213, take care of yourself. Bye bye.